cash money.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Phyza here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a cutcom. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I don't know, I just thought it'd be nice to kind of talk to you guys, like talk to the camera a little bit, because I ain't done it for a while, and I know I've been doing like a lot of gameplays with like music over the background, and once it uploads haven't been very like steady recently, and sorry guys, that will change, I'm very sorry about that. It's just a bad habit I need to get out of, to be honest. So, yeah. Before I jump into this video, I'd just like to say, oh my god, what the fuck happened there? No, that's not what I want to say. But before we get into this video, I'd just like to say, if you do enjoy any of my videos or any of my content, or you like me or like anything about my channel at all, please drop a subscribe on the channel and drop a like on the video. It really helps me out, guys. Like, it really keeps me motivated to carry on doing this and everything, guys. So I really appreciate if you could do that and share it with all your mates if you do enjoy. And also, I'd just like to say a real quick shout out to this guy I met on Twitter who is a GFX designer. I can't remember his name exactly because it's like some kind of weird name, but at all, man, this guy's sound, he's legit. He ain't no scammer. He's got real cheap prices, and he is the one that designed my new banner, header, whatever you want to call it. I'm not too sure what you guys want to call it, whatever you want to call it. He designed that, and I am actually got another GFX designer designing my logo at the moment, so I'll put in my next video I'll give a shout out to him as well. These guys are sound, man. They're proper good designers, and yeah, go hit them up, guys. Like, honestly, you'll probably get one of the best services you'll get more than anywhere. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Peace. So, as you guys can tell by the title, this is going to be kind of a story time kind of video. I'm not too sure. I think it's going to be, yeah, it's probably going to be like a story time, that's what I'll call it. It's basically about I nearly died. And yes, this is not a clickbaited video, guys. I literally did nearly die. And this is probably one of the craziest experiences of my life. I can't say I remember a lot of it because I wasn't really like, I don't know, I was kind of unconscious for most of it. So basically, some of the guys that may already know me quite well, or might have spoken to, might already know that I am in fact diabetic, and this is type 1 diabetes. I ain't type 2, I'm not fucking obese, before any of you guys in the comments start fucking saying that. Fucking hell, I know what the comments are like. I have type 1 diabetes, which is permanent. It is a permanent disease, they like to call it. I don't know why it's called a disease, because it's not contagious or catchable or anything like that, so I wouldn't really say it's a disease. But I have type 1 diabetes, and this has to be managed very like well and closely, otherwise it kind of can get out of control a little bit, and this is kind of why it got out of control and how I nearly died. But I don't know if I have any diabetic viewers or anyone that knows anyone or close with anyone that's diabetic, but if you do, you will know that you have to be very cautious for your diabetes, and you have to monitor it well and everything, all of that shit, and make sure it's at a reasonable level before you go to sleep, in case it drops over the night and you can wake up, it can really fuck you. That is something I didn't do. Well, I did do, but I looked after it overnight and shit, but, you know, with the fucking the NHS being as shit as they are in the fucking England, they kind of fucked me here a little bit. So basically, I have a nurse called, well, I'm not going to mention her name because of confidentiality and shit, but I have a nurse who programs this pump which I'm on, which basically, a pump is basically where it's like almost an artificial pancreas, where it injects you with insulin based on what your readings are, and it gives you readings and insulin to try and keep your blood levels high so you don't drop or go too high, if you know what I mean. And basically, it's up to my nurse to program this pump right, and program it well, and make sure it's all in sync and it's not like too high and all shit like that, because like I've said already, it can really fuck with me. But anyways, so my nurse has to program the pump well and program it right so it maintains my insulin and my blood levels and shit like that, so nothing bad happens. They didn't really program it well. Like, it's given me too much insulin overnight. I know a lot of you may not understand all this, but basically insulin, the more insulin you have, the lower your bloods get, the less insulin you have, the higher your bloods get. That's all you really need to know. That's the basics of it. And she programmed it so I was getting too much insulin overnight, sending my bloods really low, which, if you don't know what can happen when your bloods go really low, you wake up if you're asleep and a lot of the time you'll feel the symptoms of your blood's being low, and you'll be able to do something about it. But if you program it too low and your blood's dropped too low too quickly, your body can't really react enough, so you wake up and it's kind of already too late, if you know what I mean. And yeah, that fucking happened. So it's a normal day. I'm about to go sleep. I go sleep and I wake up about 4 o'clock in the morning, feeling little bit fucking weird, like a little bit shaky. That's what happens. You get symptoms like you get really shaky, or you get really cold, you go pale, you can't concentrate properly, you can't think, all this shit. And I was having all these symptoms, and I was like, oh shit, my blood's low. So I jumped out of bed, ran downstairs to go get something to drink, something sugary or something to eat, something to push my bloods up. And I got downstairs, but I never managed to open the cupboards in time, and because my bloods were too low, I ended up passing out unconscious onto the floor, but smashing my head on the work table, like kitchen like preparing table kind of thing, which is made out of granite, which everyone knows granite's fucking super hard. Like that shit ain't breaking. That shit's so hard. And yeah, I fucking cracked my fucking head straight on top of it. I didn't crack my head open, luckily, which was something that could happen, which would have been really bad. But I smashed my head on the table and got knocked unconscious. And I was lying unconscious on the floor with my bloods being low for, do you know what, I don't even know how long. I just remember the aftermath of it and shit. But I was lying down for ages, which really wasn't good, because if I'd have been lying down for too long, that could have been it. Like, I could have been lying down for so long, I would have got too low, and I just didn't fucking wake up. I could have literally died. Like, I was so close to dying. Like, this is my closest experience to death. And it really, I don't really remember a lot of it. It wasn't like painful, but because I was unconscious a lot of the time. But it just wasn't good. Like, I woke up, it was pretty embarrassing, pretty nasty, to be honest, guys. Like, some of you may understand, some of you probably won't, but it is nasty as fuck. Like, it was fucking horrible. And I remember waking up not straight after, obviously, but I remember waking up and being wrapped in like this kind of a fucking blanket, and I was like, kind of looking at my parents like, what? Like, I was super dazed. I can't really, it's all kind of like patches and blurs. This is just from people who have told me. And I wasn't really making sense. I was kind of chatting shit, and the ambulance was outside, and I was like, there's an ambulance outside, this must be bad. And yeah, it turns out the ambulance got called. It was nothing serious after that, luckily, but like I said, I did get massive bruising and swelling on the side of my head. I kind of was dazed. I think I was concussed for the rest of that week, to be honest, but I never went to hospital with it. I just kind of, shrugged it off, because the ambulance people were there. They made sure that my bloods were fine and everything was all good. Then they left, and yeah, that was it really, guys. I just kind of recovered for the rest of the week. I know this is a bit of a random story, but I don't know, I just thought I'd share this with you. This happened about, like I said earlier, about maybe a month ago. Maybe not even that, maybe a little bit longer, I'm not sure, but yeah, so I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Like I said before, drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it, and hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Don't forget to check out the guy's Twitter. I'll put a link to his Twitter in the description down below. This has been your boy Phyza. Peace.